Right. So that might seem kind of like abstract for somebody who isn't in a marketing environment. Um, so, what does that have to do with, um, kind of maybe more concretely with the importance of storytelling from a parish's perspective? Like what is the kind of kernel of knowledge that is really like, okay, I'm going to take this and this is what I'm going to keep in mind as I'm doing my parish communications, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. And it, so I guess, to me, I think from a parish perspective, something to keep in mind would be how do you drill your story down into something that is so simple that anyone can get it, right?
Hmm.
And sort of what we as a parish stand for and what we're striving for.
Hmm.
And that kind of goes back to sort of the idea of like maybe like an elevator pitch, right? So an elevator pitch is sort of well known as how do you tell a story, but you drill it down to just the most essence, the most essential pieces of what you need to try to communicate, and that is sort of like your purpose or your sort of meaning of what you're trying to communicate. And the reason it's an elevator pitch is because if you're in an elevator with somebody, you only have 5-10 seconds or whatever as you go up and down floors, and how do you kind of communicate those essential pieces? And so I think from a parish perspective, it's important to, we can't be everything to everyone, right?
Hmm.
As much as, you know, obviously our goal as a church is to evangelize to the masses, right? But to be successful, you have to sort of drill down to what are those essential things that you want to focus on, and
Hmm.
then who are who's that main focus, like you were saying, like the one or two personas or the one or two targets that you're really trying to capture. And you can have multiple things, right?
Right.
The one church program has sort of one main focus, and then another church program is focused on sort of a whole nother audience, and you might communicate those two things differently. But I think for a parish, it's important that even if those two programs or those two communications are speaking to different people, that at the end of the day, it all ladders back up to one sort of holistic purpose or one whole sort of story that you would want to tell. And maybe a good way of trying to sort of encapsulate that is a lot of different priests have sort of their different focuses and charisms, right?
Hmm.
We were at a parish. It was the parish we got married. Is a beautiful parish called St. Peter's in Kansas City, and that parish sits right on the border of a very wealthy area and a very poor area. And that priest, his charism and his focus, is very beautiful, was very focused on social outreach. So much so that during holiday times, he and a handful of parishioners will go and just walk around and just let people know that we're here. We have a food pantry. We're here for you. We just want to let you know that we exist.
Hmm.
And that was the way of them living out what their story is that yes, we are a very wealthy parish because we're next to this wealthy area and we've got a great Catholic school and we have all these really great things. But at the end of the day, what are we focused on? We're focused on outreach. We're focused on outreach to those people that no one will outreach to. And that was sort of the main story that priest, as being the pastor, was focused on for the parish.
Yeah, I think every parish has a story, but they don't realize it. Every
Right.
parish is so unique, um, because every parish is at a different location, but also because it's made up of a different group of people,
Hmm.
and it was founded for a particular reason. And when you look at your parish, those of you who are watching and listening to this, um, there really is a story that you can tell. And I think that will help people to not only be attracted to your parish, but also to feel like to have a sense of ownership
Hmm.
with the parish, to relate, to the idea of your parish.